Bell in just a second, but first, a couple of highlights from last night. Twins and Yankees. Luis Arraez tagging third base on the grounder from Edwin and Carcion, then fires to second to start the 5-4-3.
Oh, a little triple play? Oh, that's as good as it gets now. And the hitter's got to...
Yeah, the runner on second got to take out the guy. You can't allow him to make that throw.
Toronto, Jason Kipnis with an incredible leaping catch. This is to end the game.
Oh, little snow cone, too.
Oh, yeah, that was a web gem right there. Really nice. Great timing. No false steps, Nick.
No false steps.
Off on the crack of the bat.
Goes and gets it.
All right, the Drew League now. UCLA Bruin, Sharif O'Neal. That one with the nasty reverse dunk.
Check, son?
Yeah, that's the one.
Man,
It's a great story.
absolutely. Dealing with a serious medical issue.
Yes.
Coming through on the other side. Gonna be a star.
All right, let's talk some Le'Veon Bell now. He's had quite a busy stretch away from football. He skipped the entire 2018 season and some of the Jets' voluntary team activities this summer, and the bulk of his social media videos this summer included jet skiing, music recording, and basketball. Well, that has left many fans questioning his devotion to the one thing they haven't seen him do on the gram.
Y'all think he's just hooping all day? Y'all think Beyonce waking up singing all day? She don't go to work, she don't act. She don't do nothing else taking her kids. Really, she's waking up singing. So y'all think it's legitimate for me to just, oh yeah, I ain't supposed to be in this airport on the escalator. I'm supposed to be running up the steps, working out, getting up these damn steps, That's crazy. So guess what I'm gonna do for y'all? Just for y'all, I'm gonna give y'all this one time. Run down these damn steps. Look, running down the escalator. That's what I like. This is what y'all want him to do too. This is what I got to do too. He a normal civilian running down the escalator. I'm guessing that's what I got to do. The normal civilian, y'all just running, working out, not eating, not doing, just working out all day.
I got to tell you, as someone who covered New York sports for 13 years, I'm worried about him with the New York media. If he's already having that reaction to just social media, it's going to be tough here in New York City. What was your reaction to everything you just heard, that little tirade?
I wish I had the time back. That it's just a waste of time. Like, I don't know why, as one of the best running backs, that you would care what people are saying as far as they don't know what they're talking about. Like, you're an expert in one field, all right? That's why the Jets are paying you that amount of money. I don't see why you'd be upset, but I'm a lot different. I just don't understand people's opinion, especially people that don't mean anything in the real world. And that's what on Twitter, what does Twitter really mean? Oh, Chris Carter, oh, really? Oh, am I? So I don't get it. I don't get it when you're that type of good at playing the game of football. I don't expect him to be like the normal players, to have a bunch of just football videos out there. He should have other things that he's involved in. Now, as far as him getting back into shape, because people question what was his overall weight when he was when he's holding out there with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, I can understand why people would have questions about that, but he is a great football player. And I said this when he signed with the Jets. Let's not forget how good he was playing. He's gotten a lot of criticism. You can talk about his rap career, believe if he can rap or not and everything. To me, that's trivial. He is a great football player. The Jets are getting a great football player. And if they're going to make it to the playoffs and be able to knock New England off the perch there in the AFC East, he's going to have a lot to do with it. So, to me, I don't care what kind of videos he posts, but I do have one thing. You're not LeBron. And you're definitely not Beyonce. I would have grabbed a few other comparisons.
Well, he went to two extremes. He was like the guy that works at Target or two of the most famous people in the entire world. He's somewhere in the middle. Before I give my opinion on this, while you were talking, something occurred to me. For guys, when football players get out of shape in the offseason, and this is not Le'Veon Bell, but it brings to the point, it annoys you unlike almost anything else. Because what is your job and your schedule in the offseason? You got to wake up whenever, right? And then what do you got to do?
Work out.
For how long?
However long, probably 3 hours would be the maximum. Lifting, running, everything. If you're trying to do some other sports-specific, 3 hours would be the maximum, and you're not doing that more than 5 days.
So the reason I bring that up is, if you are doing everything, and you are a workout warrior, you would say you need to be doing the offseason. That leaves you about 13 hours of your day to do other things.
You would be shocked at the amount of time professional athletes have.
Right.
If you don't happen to have a family, he's not married. If you don't happen to have any kids, you would be shocked at the amount of time they have on their hands to be able to do whatever they
Right, which is why when guys don't work out or get out of shape, it annoys you so much because, like, what do you got to do? You got to work out 2 to 3 hours a day, and the rest of the day is yours. And Le'Veon's going to live his life on social media, as a lot of young people do, and so he's going to document it. But this is the thing that and I feel like an old man saying this, and I'm not, but man, stop reading your mentions.
No.
I went to his Instagram. I know exactly what happened because I went to the Instagram from the post before this. And he was posted, there was a video of him. It looked like he was on a movie set. And you scrolled, and I scrolled through the comments because I tried to figure out what set him off. He's walking through the airport on his phone, reading his comments, and someone was like, why are you shooting movies? Shouldn't you be working out? He's like, God. Dog it, this random Steeler fan 78, I'm gonna show you. And so he records this video. Man, you do not have to care what these people say. I have a little bit of fame and notoriety, and the level of vitriol in my mentions is off the charts. If you're legitimately famous like Le'Veon Bell, it's one of the reasons I think you stay off it. You've been legitimately famous for 35 years. Man, if you can't be worried about what these strangers say, I know it's hard, but you put yourself out. You can't put yourself out there and then react, and then you're not a puppet on a string. You are giving these people what they want.
Nick, this is the way it is now with society, in sports. This is what the conversations we had all season long with Kevin Durant, because he's too worried. This is the bulk of what that article was with OBJ, which we will talk about. They're so concerned with what everyone else thinks. I don't know if it's a level of insecurity that you don't have, Chris, or that athletes back then didn't have, or that you don't have, but you're both in the minority.
But you don't have to be.
You don't have to, but it is so hard. I think you take for granted the fact that you're so good and not being fazed by what people write about you. It is hard for a lot of people to know that there's stuff written about them.
Yeah, it's hard if you don't have no confidence in yourself.
Well, then 3 of the best athletes that we're talking about don't have confidence in themselves.
No. Kevin Durant is totally different. You're not right about that, all right? These are 3 separate issues. L. Bell went off. This is the first time that he's gone off like that. So trying to put him in the Kevin Durant category with the burner accounts and everything, Kevin Durant, he was basically fighting back about his decision. It's not about him playing basketball. Are you good or not? People were...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I mean, that's what it was about. That's what Kevin Durant's not saying, oh, people didn't say I can't play basketball. OBJ is typically trying to defend a certain thing because he takes Instagram everywhere he goes. So these are all separate. This is what I'm not going to do. Because I played in an era, I'm not going to be as if I don't understand. I do understand. People did criticize me. I was kicked out of the league. I was suspended. I was kicked out of college. I have had people say the most awful things to me. So it's not as if I'm removed by age. No, it's that I have decided. When I leave this building, I'll go down the street. People will yell at me, oh, you're the greatest receiver ever. You know something? I know they're not telling the truth. So just like when they give me a compliment, I don't accept it. When people say negative things, I don't accept it. You know the reason why? Because I know me, all right? And that's beyond age. That's beyond social media. I know myself. I made myself into something. All right? These people on Twitter, they're trying to accomplish things in life. L. Bell has accomplished things. Kevin Durant has accomplished things. OBJ has accomplished things. So why would you get into an argument with a fool over something that you're an expert at?
And you mentioned 3 athletes that we know. L. Bell, I would say this is the first time, but Odell and Kevin Durant definitely have engaged multiple times. But there's also, I mean, who are the 2 people he mentioned? LeBron don't clap back at people. Beyonce doesn't. And I would say the majority of people don't, because the majority, I believe, of professional athletes understand that, like with any job, there are pros and cons. There are an enormous amount of perks to being a pro athlete. Like, I would argue, not the same perks, but there are a lot of perks to this type of job. One of the cons is you are much more likely to have a stranger tell you you suck than the guy who's selling you a car or works at Home Depot or is an investment banker. Like, no matter there are pros and cons of all of it. It is naive to think you can be in American 2019 or in 1999 or any era, really, it's just a different medium, famous, and not have people try to pull you back. And if you are not, my advice would simply be, if you do not have the ability, because I didn't have it for some time, if you do not have the ability to ignore it, then put yourself out there less. Yeah, you can't stop the guys shouting at you at the street, but you can decide to not post on the internet. You can decide to not have a document, a running diary of your life. But if you're going to, you're setting yourself up to failure if you're going to document everything you say and then expect to have 100% approval rating. Jenna, you post the nicest, most either innocuous or lovable things on Instagram. And I would imagine you still have people.
Of course.
Of course. And if that kills you, then I would say stop doing it. Because there's too many people out there and too many people jealous of Le'Veon Bell or jealous of people that are doing what they want to do for a living. And I'm not trying to sound above it, but that is where it comes from.
All right, let's take a break, please. Coming up, why did Odell consider walking away from
get
football?
my mentions. I got something for you.
Next on First Things
I got
First.
something for you.